Welcome to Safari Rally Kenya TV. My name is Sean Osimbo. The countdown is on. Just 10 days to Kenya's biggest sporting event, and that is the WRC Safari Rally. That event will revolve around Nairobi and Naivasha, and everyone is excited. Everyone is looking forward to it. You guys asked us to give you the biggest interviews across the nation, and today we are all the way in Parklands, Nairobi, and we're going to talk to one of the biggest names in the industry. Has been here for quite some time, and he's also looking forward to taking part in the WRC Safari Rally 2022 edition. Karibu sana, MINESH. Yes, just a quick one. Oh, the car. When we said the car was like down here, I just turned and it's already in the air. Yeah, that is actually what is happening, guys. That is what is actually happening here in Parklands, and with also the other drivers. The preparations are currently underway. Talk to us about that, MINESH, RATHOD. Just talk to us about how the preparations are going.
So far, preparations are going quite well. We'll be in schedule. Quite excited again to do WRC second time, and hoping all goes well.
Yes, Take us through this car. First of all, does it have a nickname? Do you have a name for it? And everything that's just going on, because we can also see your mechanics. They are, making sure it is ready for the race.
Yeah, they call me Minya sometimes. That's my nickname, but Minesh is known. My guys are working hard on the vehicle. Like definitely, we were here on yesterday and Sunday. The last week we tested the vehicle. Behaved quite well. Last time we had some gearbox issue and we had to rebuild overnight in WRC last event. So we managed to get another new crush box. So we're replacing that gearbox now. We'll be testing back again on Wednesday and be ready for the event.
Amazing. Talk to us about your journey in the motorsport industry, the year you started racing, how the journey has been. If you can take us through that, I know your fans want to know that information.
My first race started in 2003 and then 4 onwards. But I've been into motorsports industry for many years. I've been maintaining a couple of cars with time to time. I've been in Tanzania preparing one local guy over there, Tanzanian Opel Manta. I've been maintaining for Opel Manta, Toyota Celica in Celica's time. And then I had my dream that I would also definitely be into the sport, which took some good years before I started. It took my 10 years from my work and my own work. I was employed and then I started my own. So it took 10 years to be into my own races, my own competition. It's been fantastic. We started the race in 2003 and then 2004 the rally WRC we had lost by then already. WRC, so the entries were very less, very minimal, like 7 and 9, and then it started growing, and it grew up to 50 and 60 in a couple of years. By 2006 and 7, the entries had gone to about 40 and 60.
And what are your best memories when it comes to the safari?
My best memories, safari, I think so, the golden era. The era where Mehta, Sheko Mehta, Vic Preston Jr., Joginder, those times I think so, Prem Choda, those were the golden era. Even Ian Duncan, Patrick Njiru, those periods were golden period. Yeah.
And who did you look up to, and who do you say look up to when it comes to rallying, racing? Who motivated you to just get into this sport?
Joginder Singh himself. Yeah.
And what are some of the lessons you learned from him that you try and apply while you're driving?
He used to sit with me most of the time. If he would travel to Mombasa and back, he would make me drive. He would take me on certain corners and he would actually teach me the technique of handling a certain corner on what speed and the angle of steering. So I've been with Joginder for many times, and he was retired by then, but he was in action, in a good action. He was fit, quite fit. That is why I came up with Mitsubishi, the classic Colt Lancer. It was Joginder telling me, look for this car. It'll be good for classic, East African, lightweight, very twitchy and quick. We had a good relation, I would say, like a father and a son with Joginder himself.
Wonderful. Let's now talk about last year's safari. 19 years, it came back. Everyone was excited. You saw the numbers. It was massive, and the hype was around it was one of the best I've ever seen in this country, and you're part of it. How was your experience like in last year's safari? What are some of the challenges that you went through and you're hoping to overcome this year?
Challenges, like I would say, very good number of people. Kenyan are die-hard on rallying motorsport, so we had a lot of people, which was very good. I've been overseas in rallying, but I've never seen numbers like what we had in Kenya. People out for rallying, seeing rally cars. I think so. Fantastic turnover. Our police people were also trying to work hard to keep things motoring as normal as possible. I think so they'll be trying more better this time than last year, because they tried best. Now they've achieved some experience on that, so they'll be rectifying on their fallovers on that. Good numbers. We expect the same numbers and maybe more numbers this year to keep the motor up. My last safari last year, we had some problems. I didn't hear my navigator giving me a call on triple caution, and I heard it was a single caution. So we hit a culvert, a ditch, and we got stuck. And it ended there, but eventually we were still granted with a trophy as a finisher, which was very kind of people around and WRC people, that we were granted a trophy of finishers event trophy.
All right. What are you hoping to achieve in this year's edition, and which category have you enrolled your kind to?
I've enrolled in WRC, but I'm not in category either WRC 1 or WRC 2 or WRC 3. I'm in a group N classification, but most of my preps are up to date for the WRC. So I'm actually aiming to be in WRC, and that is my aim to compete in. Even if my car won't be compatible with the R5s, but still, if whatever I'll achieve with my expertise, what I can make sure that I drive well, I drive sensible, and I have to be competitive.
Yeah. And the most fun part is that the WRC Safari Rally will have now the longest route, that is from 2018, and that is amazing because it is extra competitive mileage. So which, we have two new stages, your Thermal and Narasha. Which stage are you looking forward to in this competition? Which is your favorite stage?
I think so, Thermal.
You're looking forward to that?
Yeah, yeah, Thermal.
Yeah. And I know I've had you on the phone when we were trying to put this together. Now you're putting everything together, where you guys will be sleeping, what will be happening, and also the shakedown and all that, and with also the international drivers coming. What exactly are you looking forward to that period? During shakedown and before we come back to Nairobi for the ceremonial start.
Shakedown, unfortunately, we won't do. It's the token to pay for the shakedown is quite slightly steeper for me, so I won't be doing the shakedown, but definitely we'll go there. We'll be there to see the action.
And talk to us about that. When you say you won't be part of that, we understand how also rally is quite an expensive sport. How do you just make sure on your side you can put this together, knowing the cost that I know you're explaining to us about, just one part costing like 200,000 Kenyan shillings, and you maybe need 4 of those. How do you just put that together, because it's not cheap?
Actually, I was saving since last year, my last event. I have not rallied. I was actually saving for this particular event that I could come and do my WRC this year. Yeah. So I've saved some money from my personal account. So I've saved some serious money, because it has costed me, my new prep has costed me over 4.5 million shilling. Yeah.
And talk to us. You've achieved so much in the motorsport industry. What has made you last this long? What separates you from other drivers? What skills do you possess that separates you from other drivers? And just the advice to people out there, how you have lasted for quite some time in the motorsport industry.
Motorsport is any sport like you can compare with any sport. If you're actually loving the sport, what you love, definitely you have to stick with it. You have to give time to it. You have to actually be with that sport on and off, or on all the time, to be in action, to be active. Dedication, love the sport, love the more.
It's okay, you can continue.
I think so. The best thing is love the sport, give time to it, and I believe that this sport is something that it has to be taken over by someone. Not necessarily maybe my kids or like that, but the younger generation have to come and pick it off from the generation which will be going on off. So I believe that if we wouldn't be sticking around, the other generation will get a gap. So we other people maybe will be guiding other newcomers. So we have to be in the sport to hold like souvenirs.
And before we go to the fun questions, as we near the wrapping up of the interview, let's talk about your navigator. Talk to us about the partnership and what you're expecting as you head into this race.
Navigator is definitely your 100% partner, because the driver is just following instruction from the navigator. So any mistake which is done by navigator would cost both of us, would cost the vehicle, would end up the rally, will end the rally. So definitely the navigator plays a major role. We always look forward to the driver, that the driver is actually playing the main tricks, but actually the brain of the vehicle to be on road, to keep on road and keep it safely is the navigator.
Amazing. Now let's go to the fun questions. I love this part the most, but this is where we have asked the fans to just submit some questions, and then we ask you, what is your day job, MINESH?
My day job is I'm a mechanic, I'm a technician, so basically I would be checking on any major faults on vehicles which are here, which have been brought to us for repairs, from bodywork, from electrical, from main thorough engine repairs, or maybe gearbox, whatever. Basically I'm a technician, so my main duty is to make sure that the quality remains up there. Our brand name is A1 Auto Services Limited, so it has to have certain status of our job, that we hold our job, we need our customers to come back, so that's my job.
And I know we are seeing some of the shots of the garage here. How is it just, having, we've seen you have so many workers around who come here every day, and, also, how cars put smiles on people when their car is working well. How do you feel like when someone brings, a car and maybe wants to get it painted, wants to get it fixed, and then when the car leaves your garage, people are smiling and people are warm?
One that definitely each and every vehicle, whenever it's dropped to us, we accept it. It's like my car, and same thing is accepted by my people, that they'll accept that the vehicle is not client's vehicle now. It belongs to him. So whatever duty, whatever job he has to do, has to handle it. It's his own vehicle, with love, with care and dedication. And that will give the end product a smile of the owner.
What is your routine like? That's another question from a fan. What is your routine like ahead of the WRC safari? Like when you wake up in the morning, how have you been getting ready for this?
My routine early morning is I would do a bit of yoga, and then I would run a physical fitness, no weights, but just physical fitness. After physical fitness, I'll hold for 30 minutes or maybe an hour, if I'm early, if I'm in time. Then if I'm in time, maybe an hour. After an hour, I'll have my breakfast. A very simple breakfast, chai, sometimes chai rangi, sometimes chai maziwa, and maybe uji, which is kienyeji uji, with wimbi and everything, with some sukaringuru.
Amazing. Okay. Do you play any other sport? Like, are you involved in any other sport, or is just running?
I'm just into running. I used to play football, but it's been some 10 years I'm not doing that. I had some knee issues, so I left it over. But the other sport was football. I was playing. I was the main fielder.
Amazing. So another question from another fan, how do you create balance in your life, work, and now you're, getting ready for WRC, family, all that? How do you create that balance?
Most of the Sundays I dedicate to my family. So Monday up to Saturday I'm working, but when it actually comes for rallying, then I'll take off from my family on Sundays, and they've accepted that. They know that I mean, I love race, I love motorsport, and I'll be on Sunday working on my vehicle just for the rally.
Speaking about your family, how do you think your family would describe you? Maybe in 3 words.
Maybe they'll say they usually call me I'm funny. They'll call me I'm very funny because I love motorsport more than anything else.
So funny is one. Number two.
Your question?
Yeah, like how your family would describe you in 3 words. So number one, funny. Another one.
They call me I'm too. I don't know if it's the right place to say, but they call me I'm too open. I don't hide anything. So whatever I have to do, so they say I'm like an old person who's from 18th century.
Amazing.
That's to the point.
Amazing. Okay, so let's the last question. What is your message? This is just from us. What is your message to the rally fans there, and also people who want to get into this sport? I know others might be discouraged because of the cost, but when you follow your passion, you've been told over and over again, when you follow your passion, you will get to where you want. How can they get into rallying, and what is your message to them?
It's very good to get into the rally. Whoever the newcomers want to come in, they should do a research for a start of a platform where they can start with motorsport. They should meet people who are experienced, people who have been into motorsport, and start from very small scale and then grow. Safety should be always there. It is your life. And it is maybe not only your life, maybe you have a lover, you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, you have kids. So all that is, it's essential that you're holding that family, that love to your people. So you need your safety first, vehicle safety first, that you secure your safety at the same time. And it should be well spent money, even if it is a small money for a start from 2-wheel, 4-wheel, whatever. But do a research, do it professionally. Things are not like the old school time. Things have changed. People can read anything on internet or on social media. So there is a lot of knowledge around. Some players would guide you wrongly, some players would definitely guide you correctly, and I believe everyone is smart out here in Kenya that they are not ready to be cheated. Yeah.
Lastly, your message to your fans?
Lastly, message to my fans, guys, I'm back in WRC. Keep your fingers crossed that I perform to your expectation. I'll make sure that I'm up there, and pray for me. I believe in the Creator, the Almighty God. Pray for me as much as possible. Everyone, even the media who's here taking my interview. If we hold a prayer after this, that Nibarikive.
And you'll be blessed. We're here, and we wish you all the best. God will guide you, and we'll be here to support you. Thank you so much for doing this with us. We were talking to MINESH RATHOD. They are just giving us details of how his team is getting ready for the WRC Safari Rally, the 2022 edition. We're just 10 days away from that big sporting event. We are all the way in Parklands. We have had a nice warm welcome here. We have had so much fun. We have understood what exactly goes on. This is the car that will be taking part in that rally. It's such an exciting moment, and we'll continue bringing you those interviews that you have requested for. I'm Sean Osimbo. Have a lovely afternoon.
Ingia tu ndani.